So firstly, that the AIOps is an unified observability platform that we have developed. Okay, it's moreover the monitoring solution, but on top of it, we have come up with the AI ML capabilities so that the platform can be very much proactive for any network infra that we are talking about. Okay, so currently, when we look into the market, there are many solutions out there, right? So which provides all of the modules, all of the performance related modules for any network monitoring part in silos. So here, what we have done is that entire platform is having multiple modules, and it's a modular approach as per customer requirement. They can pick and choose the module, and they'll have the visibility according to that. So the platform is quite flexible enough, and it's modular. So here, this actually showcases our journey as Motadata as an OEM. This slide showcases how we come up with such platform. So we already had our NMS platform in past, which we were just saying a network monitoring solution that for monitoring of network devices, server infrastructure, any data center infrastructure. Okay, so we already had that product developed, and it was our proprietary product. Then as the current trends are changing, current market is changing. Now most of the things are on cloud. There are multiple businesses out there where the data centers are on cloud. Some of them are on prem as well. So to manage such kind of hybrid infrastructure, we thought of developing such a product which can monitor any kind of infrastructure, and majorly the hybrid infrastructure it can monitor. So that is how we come up with Motadata AIOps, and just before few years we released the product. Okay, and with this platform, again, it's we can have the entire network infra, we can have entire server infra managed, we can have the virtualization managed, we can have any cloud managed, like the proprietary clouds, right? Like AWS, O365, and everything. So cloud monitoring. So majorly our focus was that we want to develop a platform which can suit for any hybrid infrastructure and which can suit to any customer basically. So that was our main goal for after developing this. With that as well, so these are most of, we would say that why any customer would go with Motadata AIOps, right? So firstly, that we are giving the deep monitoring capabilities in terms of that we have multiple modules. Like first is the performance monitoring, that is the basic monitoring of different KPIs, that okay, this is a specific server, how much the server is utilizing the CPU memory usage, how it is behaving in the infra. So that is entire performance monitoring part. Then on the same platform, we also have the log monitoring, which helps you collect any kind of a log being generated on any device. Okay. And third part is the flow monitoring. In major use cases, and in current scenarios, we want to know that how the traffic is flowing. If at all we have a website and we are doing website monitoring or URL monitoring, where the traffic is going, how each user is utilizing bandwidths in your infrastructure. So that entire part is catered by the flow monitoring of the solution, which we call as Flow Explorer. We also have the network configuration management part, which would help us to regularly take backup of your network devices, specifically for network devices, which can be like switches, routers, firewall. Plus, with that NCM part, you can also push the network configurations from the system. You can also compare. You will get to know. I mean, system will proactively notify you if there are any major challenges that have been identified on the configuration level of any device. Then that the system would do. So when we say that the deep monitoring, firstly, that there are multiple, we would say, endpoints through which the data can be ingested into platform, because as I mentioned, that it's not just that okay, if we have a cloud infra, we cannot ingest data into the system. Metadata is capable enough that it can monitor entire cloud infra. With cloud as well, it can have the entire network infrastructure monitored. So it's like system is giving us so many sources, so many counters that we can give to system, and system can give us proactive analysis over your network devices. Okay, then we can scale up to limitless. So for this specific point, we have come up with our own database, so that we call it as data lake. Now here we are managing data with our own database, proprietary database itself. Okay, so we can scale up to the major goal that we had is that to all of our customers we can give a single second latency, because when it comes to network, when it comes to server, the system cannot be, any system cannot be so much proactive. For that, we specifically come up with a agent which can be installed on any device. Agent will proactively give you every single second data. So with that, we can scale up to n number of devices under single roof. We are eliminating silos, because here, as I mentioned, that we have a modular approach. Customer, they can pick and choose the module, and according to that, they will have the visibility of the platform. Okay, so it's just pick and choose, but everything is unified and it is over a same platform. And lastly, one platform. Again, like it can be integrated with multiple device type, multiple end sources, right? And everything would be unified under a single GUI. There is not like, okay, we are doing log monitoring on this platform, then we do flow monitoring on a different platform. No, with Motadata, everything, every data point, every such type of data can be managed under single GUI. So these are the platform highlights or capabilities, I would say, that as we mentioned, that one platform for all different kind of entry points, right? Like metric data, log data, event, traffic data. And with that, we are getting highest level of scalability with all these data sources. Okay. Again, we have a single agent that can be installed on servers and applications, and the single agent will collect all the data. And yes, with the single agent, we are giving the 1 second latency. So every 1 second, the agent is checking that is there any issue with the system or not. So it's very much real time. With real time, we can feel at the infrastructure level. Then coming on to the machine learning part. So as the name itself suggests, that it's an AIOps platform. So on the AI side, we have come up with anomaly detection, which detects any abnormal behavior in your infra and highlights it. Forecast your data for your future reference. Context building, by building the context between log, flow, metric, any entry source. Okay, baselining, we can baseline any specific data, and according to that, other data can be visualized. Okay, so that entire thing would be carried out under the machine learning part. And yes, for everything, I mean, for visualization, for analytics, for the RCA part, that if at all any device is failing in infra, how that specific device is impacting the other device nearby. So any we can say that any kind of mapping that system does, it gives us entire root cause analysis, that from actual, this is the place from where this issue has been initiated. So we can directly, the network admins can directly troubleshoot to that specific point. So these are the major platform highlights. So again, as I mentioned, that we have come up with a single agent that will collect different type of sources. We also have the metadata mapper, which in backend is mapping different data types, and it is giving us an entire RCA for that. Mota store, that as I mentioned, that we have come up with our own data lake, our own database, which is indexless, typeless, schemaless data store. So more data can be stored over such data lakes. And lastly, the AI part for any abnormal detection into your infra, for any forecasting values, for any capacity planning. So that would be considered under the AI part of the platform. Okay. So this is a complete overview of what this particular platform is doing. So as I mentioned, that there are multiple entry points, right? So these are all the entry points that the system currently has. It has it manages entire network infrastructure. It manages entire server infrastructure. It manages any kind of application. It can also monitor any type of databases. The container monitoring part. any type of cloud infra like AWS, Azure, O365 can be monitored. And lastly, the workstation part. So all these are the major high-end points with which, with the Motadata monitoring platform, we would be able to ingest, and over that we can have the analytics. Okay. Okay, now one more highlight, that as I mentioned that we already had a platform before, and then we come up with this particular platform. So this was the major highlight of AIOps platform, that we came up with the cloud monitoring part. So these are the standard services of AWS, Azure, Microsoft 365 that the system supports when it comes to the cloud monitoring part. Okay, so this is a major highlight on the cloud monitoring side.